Alright guys, let's go over today's trading recap for today. I was supposed to go to school, but it was raining and then none of the buses decided to come. So I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let me turn back around, let me come back home, and then let me trade. Because by the time I get to school, normally I trade in school, but I would have missed it. And to be honest, today was a perfect setup, so I'm about to go over. So right now we're gonna take a look. Over here you have the London highs and lows over here. Everything's already marked out, so I'm not gonna do it. So overall, my daily bias was bullish, and the only reason why was because when you go to the little bit of the higher time frames, right? I mainly noticed today in the hourly time frame. Yes, we're bullish. Yesterday's trend. The previous sessions they were like a bit choppy, but then when you zoom in closer. So market open was over here. If you, let's say for example, go to the 15-minute time frame, we noticed that there was a lot of buy liquidity over here. There was a lot of liquidity, buy side liquidity over here. A lot up to even the London session. And then what we noticed is that during the market open, which when we go down to the lower time frame, we noticed a huge breaker structure and a shift in the market, right? So over here, I would consider this the breaker structure. And then when you go to the lower time frame, we notice, let me put this, we actually noticed that during the market open, everything decided to go up, right? So then what did we do? All right, so this is what we did. So the market kept going up, right? So what I did was I set the equilibrium from high to low, which was for me at the time was about over here from the recent high. And then what I ended up doing was I also marked out the low time frame fair value gap. So you got the fair value gap over here. Fair value gap. We could say it was over here, but the second I noticed that I disrespected this fair value gap, went to the 5-minute time frame, noticed there was no liquidity sweep. Like this top one over here, for example, there was no liquidity sweep. So we mainly noticed the liquidity sweep, I guess, the higher time frames for today, like maybe over here. Like the hourly time frame liquidity sweep over here, I would say. Liquidity sweep over here. Yep. Hourly liquidity sweep, and then we retraced back. So then what did I do after we retraced? I bought somewhere around over here, took over here, and then my target was over here. Now I probably bought somewhere over a little bit higher. Somewhere about over here. That's where I bought. And then that's where I took my take profit. Could have done London session for a higher risk reward, but I still ended up making some money. This was my today's trade, and then I made about plus $200. Before that, I got greedy. I went to the E-mini, and then I bought over here when it was selling, so I lost $600. But then the second I saw it retraced, I bought it, and then I made the money back. So my total for today's profit was actually plus $50. But it's all right. I noticed the only reason why I got greedy was because I was like this close. I'm this close to passing the evaluation. My only problem is hitting the consistency rate. And also for this week, I lost a couple trades, which wasn't a big problem, but I noticed that the main thing that got in my way was basically emotion and greed. But yeah, this was basically my today's trading recap. And yeah, so far I'm plus up 52. I'm gonna start doing more of those, maybe once I actually get funded. But honestly, I noticed that this is pretty nice too. So yeah, all right. I'll see you guys. Take care.